Airports, a place where people go to travel across the land and the sea for wonderful adventures or peaceful resort. But not me. I've been in a long-distance relationship with a British man for 7 years and engaged to him for one of those years. So naturally, going back and forth has kind of become a normal occurrence at least 4 times a year. But every damn time, my luck seemed to glitch in airports and planes, as I'm always met with something insanely strange or particularly annoying. So today I thought I'd share some of those stories, so that we may dive into this world of bad luck together, like a family. So, one of my first time I went to the airport, everything was going great. I was on time, I had saved a fair bit of money, and I was super excited to see my lovely little man.
Really?
Because I had saved a fair bit of money, I decided to order a taxi so I wouldn't have to deal with the bus or train. I'd just go straight through without any worry or stress, right? Right. Now, the first bad luck that struck me, however, was my plane being an hour late. Then it was 2 hours. And once I finally arrived in Stansted, I had to deal with another 2 hours of simply standing in line, where I seemed to find this lost child that was just standing there. And because I'm a half-decent person, I went out of the line to help this lost child to try and get security, which then caused me to stand back in line for another hour. Mind you, at this point, I'd been standing in line for 3 hours and was already late for 2 of those hours, making me late for at least 4 hours in total. So it's safe to say I missed my taxi. And to make it worse, the Wi-Fi didn't work anywhere that particular night. So I went and took my loss, since my partner was probably already very worried about me at this point, and decided to just pay for another taxi all the way down to Essex. Now, of course, this taxi also didn't take card, so I also had to take a detour in order to find one of those cash machines and had to get out cash. And of course, as we get to the door, I went, oh, I accidentally counted wrong. So we had to drive back to the machine, get out the correct amount of money, back to his house, pay the taxi guy, and then finally knock at the door, to which my partner just embraced the living potato out of me and was on the phone to the police going, oh, thank God. Yeah, she's here. Yeah, she's here. Now, because the drive itself was also another 2 hours, it had turned out my partner had contacted missing people's case and reported me missing, which is really funny considering he had apparently reported me missing when I was still in the airport. Well done, Stansted security. Another time, I was again stuck in the airport, but this time not because of the line or delay, but because Stansted thought I was a master criminal. I was at those machines where you scan your passport and then it scans your face and then you go through the gate. But for some reason, every time those machines just refused my face and was like,
I'm dating you on your passport, girl.
So I had to go through a different gate and get checked out by a real person. Awful, I know. Now keep in mind, in front of me was a guy filled with tattoos, piercing, looking a bit tired of life in full black leather. Behind me was a guy wearing what I assumed was a gang leather jacket, big buff man, full beard, terrifying looking. And then there's me, little 5'5" Scandinavian female wearing colorful little outfits with a big bright smile on my face. They stopped me, put me in a box with a guard, and took my passport without telling me why for a whole hour. It is safe to say I cried like a little bitch because I was so confused why the hell I was put into this little box of containment. And when they finally told me, sir, why am I in here? Because we suspect you might try to illegally immigrate. If I wanted to illegally immigrate, then why the heck would I have a return ticket, done this before, and be Scandinavian? Don't get me wrong, England's great. I like England. I like it. But out here we got free education, free healthcare, including mental health care, where, you know, compared to the NHS, where you have to wait 5, 7, 10, 20 years just to get checked if you have autism, it's pretty good out here in comparison. Now, luckily on my next visit, that whole ordeal was sorted, as they had accidentally put me on the lid, which is funny because I look like a lost puppy and not a lost criminal mastermind. This story is a little flopped up, and one that haunted me for a little while. On the plane, kick in the back of my seat, like a typical classic scenario of, God damn it, why is this kid here? I'd asked the mother like 2 times, can you please control your kid? In which she has just rushed it off. And I get it. As an aunt of 7, 8 on the way, nieces and nephews, you can't control kids. I get it. But I tell you, I was raging. I was like a little chihuahua just sat there, 50% shaking, 50% anger. And in that rage, my inner dialogue went, God, I hope that kid gets hurt. Horrible thought, I know, but I was really angry and furious about this whole trip. My back was hurting, I was annoyed, I was like looking out the window like, why must I suffer like this, why? But then the unexpected happened, where this kid goes into full cramping and needs immediate medical attention on the plane. The woman is basically doing some sort of medical things where she has like a glove and bags and everything and proceeds to do something to this kid. And I'm just sat there looking at my hands like, oh my god, I have superpowers. Oh my god, I'm gonna accidentally kill this kid. Ridiculous thought, I know. By the way, the kid was totally fine, and I learned to be more patient and not hope that horrible things happen to kids. It's safe to say that these are all just bad coinky dinkies, and being unlucky is not always horrible. It allows us to learn, adapt, and tell funny stories later on, even if they make us emotionally unstable or upset in a moment. So, if you feel like you are the unluckiest mother flipper in the world, do not worry. I got you, fam. Me too, buddy. Have you ever had any funny or unlucky story you'd like to share? Then please feel free to leave it in the comments below. You can subscribe if you want to, but I'm just happy you stayed till the end. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening. Bye!